Greetings, mortals. Brimthen here, and today we are doing the second episode of Brimthen Babbles. It's my podcast where I talk to you, the followers. These first few ones that I have are going to be special guests. Today we have DegausserMusic. He's the guy that's done all my lovely music, and should have started that by now. Let me go ahead and start that. That you hear on my intro and throughout my streams that I play on loop, basically. He did a really good job on it, had a very quick turnaround, and it's been a lot of help to me growing as a streamer. So I'm trying to give the first few Brimthen Babbles episodes this opening to the people that's helped my channel grow, and then I'll be opening it up to my followers, which you can go on Discord and request under the Brimthen Babbles channel tab. So welcome to the stream, DeGausser.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Awesome.
How's your day been going so far?
Pretty good. Just the usual stuff, staying at home, you know the drill.
So you're on Fiverr. Tell us a little bit about what you do and how your Fiverr experience has been so far.
Yeah, so pretty much, for those that don't know, Fiverr is like a freelance website. So I just set up an account, and anybody who wants music can just hit me up, and simple. They pay, I make music, whatever they need. And I've been on it for like a good year. It's been going good. Hasn't popped off, but it pays. So just going back and forth, doing the same stuff over and over. Yeah.
We've had the conversation before that, art does a little bit better, but I have a special place for music. Like, music really sets the mood of everything you do. And I'm really surprised more music isn't driven on Fiverr.
Yeah, the cool thing about that though is jacked up as it is, it's more jobs for me, so
yeah,
it's kind of a good thing. But yeah, for sure, music's always been like this huge thing for me, so I know what you mean.
The song that's currently playing, I guess I named it really, is called Gravelord's Hall. When I first brought my order up to him, I mentioned that I'm a horror themed thing, and I really didn't know whether or not it was possible to make music kind of sound creepy but chill. I think I phrased it like, picture some skeletons smoking in a dark room, playing poker. What music would they listen to if it was like electronic or whatever? And in a few days, he took that concept, that vague concept, and developed it into what you're hearing now, and it fits that motif perfectly. So you nailed it perfectly on that.
Thanks. Yeah, it was I remember everything. Like, when you said it, it was kind of surprising because I don't usually ever get jobs like this, so it was really interesting and to be honest, kind of fun figuring out how to do it. Most of the time I get just random YouTube intros or background music for corporate meetings or stuff. So this was definitely different, to say the least.
The corporate meetings sounds like an interesting topic. You got corporate meetings asking for music?
Yeah, you'd be surprised, dude. It's kind of the worst. I have to sit and make music for people literally just discussing random things. It's terrible, but to be honest, they usually pay the best, so it is what it is.
So yeah, the Gravelord's Hall I've used mostly for backing music to vlogs and things where I'm explaining stuff to people, or guides. Just to have that kind of mellow but still have those little high-pitched bells that's in the background. So it's been useful to me. The one that has had the most love so far, I think you named it Space Song.
Yeah. Usually when I'm doing jobs, because to be honest, I'm kind of a cluttered guy on my computer. So whenever I'm making music for a specific thing, I just name it the first thing that comes to my mind, so I know what's what. Because even if it's not actually like relative to what it is, it's just what comes up in my mind. So when I made it, I was like, okay, what do I think of? Space.
Yeah, you named the Gravelord's Hall Rob Zombie Lo-Fi, because that was another thing I brought up, like Rob Zombie or whatever. I was like, I need Rob Zombie but Lo-Fi. So the song just changed, and I want to get on. I want to talk about this song now. Gravelord's Lament just started playing. That was the one that I asked on to be more mellow and slow and sad. I haven't gotten to use it as much because I don't have too many like sad stuff to talk about. I'm usually really upbeat and positive, but I've used it as like loops when, you know, the other song that I use more kind of gets old.
Mm.
But
I suppose that's a good thing.
Because a lot of my streams are really positive, and but yeah, what was you about to say? I'm sorry for interrupting you there.
No, not really. Just I know what you mean. Usually when I'm doing jobs, it's mostly upbeat stuff. So I know what you mean.
And I mean, I'm listening to it right now on the headphones, and like it would almost put you to sleep. It's like listening to a lullaby.
Honestly, that's a pretty good compliment, because to be honest, I'm not sure how else I would make that.
While still being creepy, because this is something I've thought about, because I've listened to it while like driving to work and junk, because I like to think about the music that I've got playing in the background. And I was wondering, like, for the creepy side, was you doing like off notes or something? Because like there's like this kind of where some of the notes like extend longer to I'm not going to call it a gross sound, but like just a different kind of slide to it or something. Yeah. It goes off for just a second.
That's interesting. If anybody knows about music that's watching, the way I make music is pretty much the way everybody makes music on a digital audio workstation, and that's mostly grid-based. So the way it works is you get different plugins, and you insert them into your sound, and it just modifies them to, you know, whatever plugin it is. For example, like reverb, or chorus, or, you know, just all the stuff. And what I figured out is if I have this one plugin that I really like called Isotope Vinyl. What that does is it pretty much adds like the lo-fi effect. It adds, you know, the ambience, the scratches, you know, the dust sounds, pretty much like a vinyl recorder. But one feature that has is called a warp machine, and pretty much what that does is it kind of warps the I don't know what you'd call it, the pitch of the sound, whatever it is. I could do it's like a guitar, the drums even, or like any sound. But what it does is it pretty much it makes it into waves, so it'll go slightly higher, back into normal, and then slightly down, and it just does that over and over. And so what I figured out is if I add that if I don't overdo it, but I slowly, like slightly in the back, kind of have it, you'll notice it, but it won't straight up like, you know, like, oh shoot, this is off. And so that's how I figured out how to make it like slightly creepy.
Yeah, that's what I was talking on, because like it almost sounds like you was playing a note on like a battery speaker thing, and the battery started to die, and it just went like that, kind of like
yeah, exactly.
Fade
that's
out.
what it does.
And I love those notes, like period. Like those have been some of my favorite things to hear in the music. So
yeah, it's interesting how you know, your selection of effects or notes or everything, like it makes a huge difference just slightly.
Yeah. The one that's gotten the most love and has definitely for me, because it plays almost on every stream that I run, especially with like video games. I have it in the background of every game I play, and I'll probably commission you for another one of those just to have, you know, to mix it up every now and then. But it's Gravelord's Respite. It was the more upbeat song, and it's still creepy, but it stays really, really upbeat. And because that was my fear going into this, and one of the reasons why I picked you over the other people that was on there. Gravelord's Respite is playing now, so sweet. Good thing I segued into this. So while I was looking on Fiverr and everything, I was looking through everybody's previews and stuff, and a lot of the music that I was checking out like didn't really vary too much, so to speak, and I ended up picking yours, and I don't remember it because my memory's bad, and that's one of the things that's running on my channel is how bad my memory is. But there's one of your songs that was in the previews, and it had this like very mellow but slightly off, and that was the whole thing that was like, okay, he might be able to get it, and I picked it. And my fear was picking people was that I would ask for like scary or like, you know, kind of creepy sound, and they would go with that like stereotypical, you know, do like the and,
like horror movies.
Yeah, and I definitely am not trying to go for that. Or end up going with the like creepy lullaby kind of sound where it's slow, methodical, and children-like, you know. And so.
That's kind of interesting because the intro stuff that I put on my page for, you know, people like preview before they buy stuff, it was kind of accidental. When I first joined Fiverr, like I was straight out of school, I didn't really know anything, and I just thought, what the heck, let's just do it. You know, I could use some more money. So I just put random stuff that I made on my computer, and lo and behold, it kind of blew up. So I guess that's cool. But I know what you mean, dude. I've gotten jobs before for pretty much what you said, what you weren't looking for like horror music or like the eerie violins, or, you know, like the weird stuff in the back, and it's really different. And what you're saying about versatility, right? Because everybody else on Fiverr has like the same stuff going, or, you know, very like they follow a very ordinary line, kind of like they can do one thing and that's what they do, and that's exactly what I tried not to do on my page. I try to go, I can do this, I can do the opposite, and I can do everything in between.
Yeah, and that's not to say that they're bad at what they're doing. It's just, you know, it's what most people are looking for.
Yeah, because they have their strengths, and you know, they stick by them, which is normal.
Yeah. So, you know, it was an interesting find, and immediately I could tell, like, just from talking back and forth to you, like, that you were chill and like you were taking it seriously and stuff, and that mattered a lot to me because, like, as you know, like one of the first things I said in like every order I had, I said, you know, take as much time as you need. I don't need this anytime soon. I'm literally nobody. Like, work on other people's stuff ahead of time. Like, don't let me like put you behind. You know, like work on this when you can, and, you know, increase the delivery time if you need to. I'm not worried about it. Because I know Fiverr can be a rush.
Yeah. The cool thing about that, though, is I like pretty much understood exactly what you meant. At the same time, I was pretty much nobody. So I'd get an order and I'd be like, oh shoot, like this is my chance, you know, I gotta like do a good job, I gotta turn it in quick, and I gotta, like, you know, get those good reviews. So it's funny, I guess that's what happens when you get two people that are like-minded, like, you know.
And, you know, beautiful music was made from it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and I made some money. It's pretty cool.
And then, you know, your prices were very very competitive, is how I'm going to word it. And I always tip like bigger than what most people do, because like I know how much work goes into this kind of stuff, like whether it's art, music, like it's a lot more than just like a few hours of work. Like, a lot of people will have something on their Fiverr that's like $15, and it's going to take them like 9 hours, and you're not even making $1 an hour at that point. Like, so I look at it from that perspective, because like everybody on Fiverr is trying to like make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I really appreciate like that kind of like mindset of appreciation, because I've gotten people on Fiverr that like they just have no regards for it at all. Like they just assume it's this thing that you can just very quickly, instantly make, and it's just like the same thing as anything else. But you're right. It takes. I'll get some jobs where I'll literally like break my back and spend hours upon hours, figuring out how to do it, and it'll pay like $20. So
yeah,
it is definitely more than just just a day job.
oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely not. I would never call Fiverr a side job. Like,
yeah,
especially when it starts to blow up. Like you almost need like multiple people running it. And I've never had a Fiverr. I've just listened to what other people have said and like talked to them. So
yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm hoping it blows up, but at the same time, like, I have a bunch of other stuff going on, so it's kind of a background thing that I have to rely on. Like, just, oh hey, I got a job, I'll do this. I'm not really putting in first place like I probably should.
yeah. The dude that built my Discord from Fiverr, he was doing it for like $5 a Discord just to set up a Discord and like put bots on there and like get it custom with your pictures and names and stuff like that. He was doing it for $5. And he got so overwhelmed. He said he had like 3,000 or 4,000 like orders ready. And he had to shut it down, but he was able to make enough money to buy his first car because he was 16.
Wow. That's a lot of money. That's crazy.
Yeah,
especially like $5 a piece. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how many he actually was able to go through, but he did really well. And now he's actually came back for free to my Discord and is now an admin, and he's like helping me out work on my channel because he likes my content and stuff.
That's super cool.
So, and that literally happened today. So like, so much stuff's happened today for me. Like, it's insane. So many firsts, so many like different stuff going on, starting new events. Like, this is starting to grow, and I'm honestly like borderline like crying from tears.
Yeah, I remember when you came out on my page, you're like, yeah, well, I don't want to talk about it too much because it might be personal to you, but
no, go for it, man.
Like,
everything's fine, man.
Yeah, you were straight up like barely starting out, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, what if he blows up, or what if he actually makes it somewhere? So that's why I was totally good with just helping you out and like putting in the effort, to.
And hey, I'll tell you, it made a difference. Yeah. It really made a difference, and that's why we're doing this today, is to show appreciation to those that helped me out along the way. And
yeah, for sure. If this ever does, make it further, which I'm hoping it does, and I'm already seeing it's getting somewhere, because everybody starts somewhere. But I'm down to like be your guy, dude, your music guy.
I've been calling you music guy like outside of like Discord and everything to like everybody else that I know. Like when I talk to my nephew or my parents or whatever, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a podcast with my music guy. Like,
yeah, I get it.
So I've definitely looked at it from that perspective more than anything else, because one of the other things that I do is like, once I like something from you, unless like you really piss me off, like I'm sticking with you. Like I'm not going to get other music from someone else. Like I want it, both my art and like music and anything I do, I want it to make sure it all kind of matches.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I get it.
So having multiple different artists doing different stuff, like, I mean, while possible and people do it, like I would rather support the person that's helped me,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and just like watching your stream right now, I could already see like it's just, you can see so much going on. So even if just the little things that make the difference, I think it's super cool.
Yeah, and that's actually how the like background kind of works. The pixel artist that did this background, she's agreed she's going to work on putting smaller things and like it developing over time. So like, like a rat would run through, or one of the minion things that we've created will like go through and sweep the floor or something. Like she's going to elaborate it more, you know what I mean, as time goes on.
Yeah.
Make it kind of a living art. I think that's cool.
I think that's super cool. It's just the little things that make a huge difference to your viewers, or
For sure. So speaking on art and everything, I actually have a vinyl collection, and it's, if you're looking on the stream, which there's a delay, over right in there where I'm pointing is like the bulk of my special vinyls that I have. A lot of them are colored vinyls.
Oh yeah, I see the gorillas.
Yeah.
You got I think that's Master of Puppets. I can't see that far.
No, I don't have it. It's starting from the top is Gorillas, and then I've got both of the Guardians of the Galaxies deluxe vinyls. Then I've got the Tron Legacy vinyl, and then I have a RuneScape soundtrack. Lots of soundtracks. And then I get into metal bands because I love metal. So Korn, Follow the Leader, and then the Doom soundtrack, which is a colored vinyl. The one thing I wish I had is the orange Rob Zombie colored vinyl, but I don't have that. It's like $300, but I have a normal, not first pressing of Rob Zombie. And then I've got Marilyn Manson's Heaven Upside Down. And then one of the best chill artists out there that I can't recommend to I want to recommend it to everybody I can is Otis Stacks. Otis Stacks has just such a, like, I just want to sit in the bar and smoke and listen to him type vibe.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, Otis Stacks, I absolutely love it. And then another Gorillaz, Demon Days, and then I've got one rap album up there, which is NF, The Search, and then the Dark Souls trilogy box set with the 6 colored vinyls for all 3 games for Dark Souls. And then sitting on top of the vinyl record player right now is Ghostmane's Anti-Icon. And those are basically my favorite artists in a nutshell, and I try to keep them up on the wall. But I have a box full of other stuff. Like, do you collect vinyls at all?
No, but I really like having that sense of like music as a collection thing.
Yeah,
I just use my Spotify kind of.
Yeah. For anybody that goes into a vinyl record, you need at least like one old, like bluesy, jazzy kind of classic one, and mine's Jackie Gleason, which I doubt hardly anybody knows.
Yeah,
But and then I got a Roy Brown, which has the songs from Fallout 3, like Butcher Pete and everything. So. But that's my little vinyl collection, and I got it playing on a Fluence RT81. So a pretty decent vinyl record player. Definitely not a Crowley, because those tear up vinyls like crazy.
I have no idea, but it sounds cool.
Yeah. I just wanted to say it because like you're the music guy, and like that I haven't talked about it much on the stream. When I was first starting streaming, I was going to do a vinyl of the day. And then I realized that nobody was watching, and I would go through all my vinyls before anybody was watching.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a good idea unless I planned on buying more vinyls over time. That would be that's not a good idea.
Well, if it ever blows up and, it's like self-sufficient, you totally could. I think that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Having a vinyl of the day.
I think what I'll end up doing is opening a P.O. box and letting people send stuff to me. And then like... doing like one box per stream opening, because but I don't know, that's way future. Yeah,
that's way up the road. That's cool though. I know a lot of people that I watch that do that, and it's always fun.
Well, it's like $200 or $300 a year to open up a PO box, so I'm making nothing right now.
Yeah, it's way up the road.
So but definitely something I'd like to do eventually. But anyway, off of that, do you do anything other than music? Like, are you doing anything else on Fiverr, or anything else you want to mention?
Not really in that sense. I mean, for hobbies, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I also skate. I play like a bunch of instruments. Music's my main passion, but other than music, not really that I can like live off or plan on going further other than just a hobby.
Yeah, I understand that. I know very little about skating, but I do know about skateboards. So what kind of skateboard?
Because I recently got a 7.75 Enjoy Whitey. Really like that. I'm running it on I forgot the brand. Venture trucks. I don't know much about trucks, but they're pretty cool, and I'm running it on Spitfire. I think they're 99A hardness. Just the Formula 4s, if you even know what that is.
I knew half of already what you said, so I'm just I know some.
Yeah. There's just so much in skateboarding. It's just so much to learn, like figure out, memorize. But I think it's cool.
Yeah,
I'm not very good. But it's cool.
I always wanted to skateboard, but I don't have leg dexterity.
Yeah, it's so hard, dude, and it's so tolling, just over and over figuring it out. You get hurt like a bunch.
And then I learned about boards and stuff because of starting out with tech deck, but then the actual branded like tech decks where I'm gonna call them tech decks because I don't know what you actually would call them, but they're like actual miniature versions of like brand name skateboards and stuff.
Like fingerboards.
Yeah, fingerboards, but they're made to be accurate to what would be normally bought by a big skateboard.
Yeah, tech decks, and I don't know if you know the game Skate. That was pretty much my childhood, so
yeah,
I know exactly what you mean.
Didn't get as much into Skate. Did play it though. Didn't play too far into it because I didn't like not having the guy on there because I grew up with the Tony Hawk games.
Oh yeah.
And like Tony Hawk Underground 2, just going around and like busting trash cans and stuff like that. I was definitely more of the jackass side of like skateboard than
just like messing around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was more like Skate 3. That game, oh man, that was a good game.
Yeah. But definitely skate game. I played a little bit of it, yeah. I think I just played the demo, but I played it a lot.
The demo, dude. My parents wouldn't buy me it when I was little, so I had to just play the demo over and over. I know exactly what you mean.
Oh man, Mrs. G's mentioning that she plays the finger skateboard.
Yeah, like tech decks. That's cool.
So yeah, do you do like Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, any like really nerdy level stuff?
To be honest, no. Some of my friends do, and I'm always like, oh, that's cool, but I just never got into it.
I understand. Yeah, you definitely have to have a group of people that's dedicated to doing it, especially to learn, because a lot of those kind of games are just like really difficult to learn by yourself. So, me and music, I had guitar lessons when I was like 16, but I never was able to like figure it out. I was terrible at it. And then I bought a bass guitar because I thought that would help, and no. I still have my bass. It's sitting over there. I gave my guitar to my nephew, and he's learning it. He just learned his Smoke on the Water and is like, yeah, he's picking it up really well. I may pick it up again. I really want to pick it up again. I just, I don't even know where to begin to start. Like right now, I can play Feel Good Inc., but like that's an easy song to play.
That's one of the first ones, like Smoke on the Water.
Yeah, for bass though.
Yeah, for bass.
And but then I did mess around with Fruity Loops, Fruity Loop Studio. For a little while.
Studio.
And I kind of understand how to do that, but like I couldn't wrap my brain around the program itself. Because when I was doing that, I was a lot younger. I was maybe 16, 17 at the time. And it was just too much for my smooth brain to handle, so.
Yeah, it's so hard to learn, especially once you figure it out and you have to figure out like the creative aspect of it, like once you got situated in the actual program. Music theory is just this giant monster. It's horrible, but it's so useful.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to figure out.
Yeah, I made this and this will tell you the age that I did this in. I made this garbage loop that was maybe like 12 seconds, 16 seconds, something like that. And I sent it to my buddy RBK, not to use his real name, on Newgrounds.
Oh, Newgrounds. Yeah,
I uploaded it to Newgrounds and sent them the link. And he was like, it's not good, but there's something there if you just make it longer and add actual music to it. And I was like,
yeah, that's my stuff. When I started out, it was probably the same level as yours. I was not great at all. The only thing with that is you gotta realize it sucks, and you just gotta do it over and over until it doesn't suck.
Yeah, and
that's exactly it.
And that straight up is something that I've just recently started learning, because like, I've been doing YouTube for 10 years, but like it only this year and last year a little bit seriously. Because when I first started out, it was Dark Celtic Gaming and very garbage video, very garbage audio. And then when I got a job and was able to like actually buy some equipment to make things decent, then I started to make better content. But I hit a roadblock. I had this like moment of like, it's not perfect, you know, it's not the way I want it. So I kept deleting files and uploading, then deleting, and then, you know, the vicious cycle of art in general. I mean, I don't really, everything's kind of art, but just that feeling of like, even though I've worked on it, even though I put time into it, like it just doesn't feel right. So you delete it. And I had that for several years. And then it wasn't until like last year, pretty much when I like first was talking with you on the music and stuff and taking stuff really seriously, that I started like accepting whatever quality I was at and just putting that out and like gritting my teeth and accepting it, you know?
Yeah, I think that's what I still have to figure out, because I've been doing music for like better part of like 5 years, I'd say, but I've always wanted to put out my own music, and since 4 years ago, I was like, okay, this year I'm gonna, you know, release my first like debut album. Next year came by, and I'm like, okay, this year, and then the next one came by, and I'm like, I don't know, and then now it's this year, and I'm like, man, I suck. And I think I gotta figure that out, like you're saying, just put it out, just, you know, chip at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it comes down to a little bit of confidence, like, you know, once you feel like you have something, you know, not that it's perfect, just that you know that you have something that, you know, you made it already, like you've put the effort into it, so it's something, you know. Just go with it and release it, because otherwise you get into this vicious cycle of like, it's just not good enough, and like,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
at some point you have to let go and accept the work that you're doing, and that's how you really truly grow, because you got to get that feedback, you've got to hear, you know, if there is problems. But equally, when you're at that kind of stage, your stuff is good enough and people start going, no man, this sounds really cool, like you need to do more of this. And then you start to feel that, like, oh, like people are liking what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I gotta. Because I'll tell you right now, on the 3 songs you made me, I have 0 faults. Like they came out exactly like I was hoping them to be. I mean,
yeah, that's a thing I've noticed in my work. Like, there's a thing that I've kind of noticed after making music for about 2 years. If I'm making stuff for someone else and I know what they want, like, hell yes, like I'll get it right away. I'll figure it out, and up to this day I've only gotten 5-star reviews on Fiverr, so I think I know what I'm doing for them. But when it comes to something for me, I don't know. I'm just really picky. I'm a perfectionist, and I can't get something like you were saying with your YouTube channel. Like, it just doesn't sound like what I want, and I think that's what I got to figure out. Just be okay with whatever I have.
Yeah, you really do have a 5-star rating. Like, even to now.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
It's kind of surprising. Yeah,
that's awesome, dude. Congrats on that, genuinely, because like that's hard to maintain on Fiverr, because everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah, it's tough. The worst part for that is the customer is always right. I'll make something and I'll be like, okay, this is what they told me to make, this is what I made, right? And then they told me, no, I wanted it like totally different, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I gotta restart from scratch, redo the whole thing. It takes me like double the time that I wanted to. I'll spend like sometimes even 8 hours, just because they didn't communicate properly or I didn't get it. But every time I just gotta put in the effort and suck it up, even if I'm not making like much at all. It's just everybody starts there,
And see, what you're talking about right there is really important to a seller. Work ethic, like being able to push past, like, okay, there was a communication error, and I've got to redo this. Like, I highly appreciate something like that. Anybody that's willing to go that extra step to get something right is honorable by all means. Because like a lot of people, and I've seen this throughout my adult life, once they hit like a roadblock like that, they just shut down and they'll just cancel, or they'll stop what's going on. So,
oh man.
Oh, don't you start TMA about work ethic. Don't you start about work ethic. We used to work together. So, because yeah, like the place me and him worked at, I worked there for about 5 years, and I didn't mark off or was late for like 3.5, and they had an issue with mark offs and being late, and they still got rid of me.
Oh man, so that's what he's talking about.
Yeah. So
nice.
Yeah, I actually talk about that in one of the channel history videos that I got on the YouTube channel, because I did a video for each like era of my channel of 8-10 years now, where it starts out in Dark Celtic days, and I show videos of like what it used to be before it was decent, and then the videos that I have kept during like what I call the depressive years, in a way, where I was getting rid of stuff, because I still had some stuff from there. And then the job loss and moving and building the new setup as the newest history. So it's been a journey to get to where I'm at right now. For sure.
Yeah, I remember when you first reached out to me, you were like, I have this vision of this, Twitch channel or YouTube channel. I'm making a setup, and I need music to start. I remember all of that. And it's kind of crazy seeing, like, I think you're at 7 viewers right now.
8. We have 8 right now. That's the most I've ever had sitting on Twitch right now. But I mean,
yeah, that's a huge step.
A lot of them I've asked to come here because we're trying to get affiliates, so it's mostly raising average. But like it's big deals to me, just in period. So, but Twitch is the hardest place to have viewers. I've got like 1,500 followers on TikTok with like 89,000 or 69,000, somewhere right in there. Likes or whatever, but like moving people from other places is the hardest thing to do. So I just keep at it, keep posting and reminding people to go to places, and the slow trickle is what it matters,
Yeah, it's just one long journey.
Yeah.
And then once it does blow up, it blows up, that's it.
Yeah. And I don't mind if it never blows up, because I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and like the whole reason that I started everything that I'm doing is because of my memory. It's really bad, and I want to have these memories of like me playing games for the first time to look back on later in the future. But I want them to be of a quality that I personally would enjoy. Like if I went back right now and watched Dark Celtic, Origins, it's not fun. I'd get bored. I mean, it is a memory. I remember stuff from it, but it's just not fun to watch. And with this setup, the way that I'm handling it, like even when I get to be way older or whatever, if my memory fades even worse, I can always come back here and like watch these experiences.
Yeah, for sure. It's gotta have you gotta enjoy what you do for it to catch on.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the biggest thing, which everybody says in like every guide to do everything, is like enjoy what you do.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But sometimes you really just need to push through not enjoying what you're doing to sometimes blow up. Like,
yeah, just to get somewhere.
Just to get there. It's work,
Great. Yeah, I get it.
So, let's see. You into anime or anything like that?
To be honest, no. I mean, I don't even know if you'd call Naruto an anime just because it's so like widespread, but I watched Naruto, kind of watched Dragon Ball Z, like the OG series, but other than that, not really.
So you're talking to somebody that actively says that like all of it's anime, like Pokemon's anime. So it's all anime to me. Yeah. As long as it's like geared towards like teens to adults and is, you know, animated, it's pretty much an anime in my opinion. But yeah, my Discord's full of anime fans, so I always try to ask that. But nah, Naruto is something that I watched quite a bit. I stopped after the Pain fight though. For me, the whole series ended at Pain. Just because like it was the build up of finishing that whole story arc of like Naruto finally being accepted by the town. So I don't know if you went past that or whatever or anything on it. So
I made it the first series, right? Not Shippuden.
Yeah, Shippuden has Pain, so
I think I made it to like season 6. I haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Yeah, pretty much all of my audio experience is like setting up this microphone. Like I have had a hell of a time getting microphones set up because just learning like gain and just gain like just gain by itself is like the worst, because I thought it was going to be a lot easier to just, you know, buy a good mic, plug it up to something that can power it, plug it up to my computer, and then like just turn the knobs until it sounds good. But then I find out that, you know, you've got to go into your Windows setting and make sure your Windows recording is at a certain volume, and I'm like, So,
do you have it connected like straight to your PC, or do you have like an interface?
I have a mixer, and it you know, I don't like to try to compare myself, but I put it there. I have literally Joe Rogan's, you know, SM7B, and I bought literally his mixer, an X1222, which is not an expensive mixer. It's a really cheap mixer. But I don't have his audio interface because it's like $4,000.
Oh, bruh.
But no, like the X1222 was like $150, $200 or something, somewhere right in there, and it's got like 6 microphone hookups and can be mixed a whole bunch of different ways.
That's plenty. That's like the go-to.
Yeah, because I do Dungeons and Dragons a little bit. We'll have to start it back up eventually, but so I need at least 5 mics, 1 for me and then 4 players, you know. So, but the thing that I thought was funny, and I kind of want to ask you this question: do you know much on mics and that kind of stuff?
Probably not. I just know, just from my experience, you know, condenser, dynamic, you know, just the basic stuff.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Because it's weird for me, because like the SM7B is like a $400 mic, but I bought a cheap $80 mic off of Amazon, a ZDM1, and I can set it up and it sounds exactly, at least to my ear and most other people's ears, because I did this like blind guess the mic thing with like 10 people. Like only 2 of them was able to guess like correctly. So, but I was able to turn an $80 mic into like sounding like my SM7B. So either I'm really good at mixing my audio to sound good, or I'm not getting everything I can get out of my SM7B.
I think it's kind of both, because there's only, you know, so much you can get out of a mic. You know, they do the same thing. The difference is just, you know, like little frequency changes, or this one can pick up more of this or that. But to be honest, it's kind of all the same. If you a good mixer can turn a bad mic into a good mic, and a bad mixer, you can't make a good mic sound good, you know.
Yeah.
So it's really just how you use it. But to most people, I mean, when you think about it, most of your viewers don't even notice.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even pop out like the extra money.
That's exactly the other thing that I've had to like fight against, is like, you know, I'm hearing it all day, every day. I'm listening to me, and I'm nitpicking because I'm, you know, trying to put this content out. But like the people that's listening and watching aren't as focused on like the quality.
Yeah, they don't like something can happen to you and you're like, oh shoot, like this sucks, right? But then they won't even notice it. It's just like anything else, you know?
Yeah. And I've found that an interesting experience as well through my time of going to better and better quality, so to speak. Mostly with my camera, because I really don't like this camera, but like I've got it just to where it like looks clear. So it's working so far, and I've been happy with it.
Yeah, especially just for like the what's it called, the pop-in window. I mean, it looks fine.
Mm-hmm. But I also do like a big me screen where it's just me. So I don't know. Let's see. So what are your other hobbies then?
I guess just music. I'll go into detail. My main instrument is guitar. Always has been. It's just like my favorite thing. I also play bass guitar, so I know what you're talking about when you talk about that kind of stuff. I also kind of play drums. I'm not as good as I'd like to, but I guess I'm fluent, kind of. And then I also, back in the day, I'd play in like orchestral music, so I'd be a trumpetist, a pianist. I also play piano. And I played trombone for a couple years. It's funny.
I was actually just a couple of days ago looking at trombones because like I've been thinking of, because I want to do music like really badly, but like my experience with guitar and bass is like dampened that quite a bit. But like I do a lot of pottery, I do a lot of like hand stuff. Like I can paint, but I can't draw. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the reason why I haven't been able to pick up the bass is memorization and trying to like remember where to put my fingers and to play a song. Like I feel like drums or something where there's only so many options that I could do. Like trombone, you know, you've only got 6 spots or 7 spots.
Yeah, 7 positions.
7 positions, yeah. Like I could pick that up. You know what I mean? Because I do really.
I think the difference with that is, I guess guitar and piano is very like grid based. You have the low notes, you have the higher notes, and it's just like buttons, you know.
Yeah.
With trombone, it's way more like kind of you associate this position with this sound in your head, and it's way more like it's way more tactical, I guess.
Yeah. Because I feel like I'd be a lot better at something that I didn't have to memorize, that I could just kind of flow with, like, you know. I do a lot better when I don't have to memorize things.
Yeah, same.
So, like pottery, like you don't memorize how to shape something, you just shape it. Like it's within your hands, you know what I mean? And then same thing with painting, you put, you know, blobs of paint and then like put blobs of paint on top of that and then just shape the picture into it. Whereas with like a drawing, drawing is more grid based. You know, start out with a rough sketch and build up and certain areas and get more and more detailed as you go. I do better at forming than I do memorizing.
I can see the same.
So I don't know. I'm an amateur at like everything, so
yeah, I can say the same.
But yeah, like I went on Facebook. I've got they've got in your like about section where you can put like your hobbies, and I went down the list of hobbies and hit every one of them that I have enough knowledge to hold a conversation or have done enough to where, like pottery, I could make a pot. I could make, you know, a pot that has a face on it. You know, if I'm capable of doing it, I hit the button. So like I've got like 25, 30 hobbies like listed underneath my Facebook name.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So I just like learning new stuff. I like putting that kind of experience of learning it, because I'll meet somebody that's wanting to get into it, and I like to teach. And you know, that's my favorite thing to do, is sit down with somebody and teach them it, because like watching that kind of experience with somebody is such a fun thing to do, because you literally, watch them develop what their belief of that is. So like if you teach someone like magic, you know, they're learning, you know, that's their first moments in that hobby, and that's really, really fun for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've showed a couple of my friends how to more or less play guitar, like skate.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely like it's really interesting just seeing how. Sounds kind of dumb going like, oh, human nature, but it's really interesting how certain people respond to certain things.
Yeah.
Like some people can like automatically get this off the bat, but struggle with something that to other people is really easily like, you know, done. So I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I sat down with my nephew and showed him, you know, the maybe 8 songs that I know on the guitar. And they're all just like riffs and little bits. I don't know whole songs or anything.
Yeah.
And I taught him Smoke on the Water, and like he picked up 1 string Smoke on the Water really quick, and then I taught him the power chord version. And now he's playing that like it's supposed to be, you know, D and G middle chords, and he's picked up like how to pick properly and whatnot. And I couldn't even learn how to pick properly like after 6 months of guitar lessons.
Like a guitar pick?
Yeah, like, well, you know, if you're, I might not even be right on this. This is just something that I'm kind of bullcrapping on a little bit. I don't know what the proper method is. I'm semi-self-taught. So, you know, if you strum a chord, you strum all the strings. But like if you're just trying to pick 1 or 2 notes, you kind of slant the pick back and pick up out of the strings. That way you don't hit other strings. And he's picked that up like in 2 days rather than like my 6 months.
Wow.
I was a very slow learner.
Yeah, that's kind of the weird thing though. Some people pick up just anything like instantly. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But then you see them reach other parts of, you know, learning something, and to you it'd be really easy, but to them, like it's like the vice versa, you know.
Later, TMA. Have a safe drive home, man. So let's open up discussion for chat here. If you don't mind them asking some questions for you.
For sure.
Anybody out there that has a question for DeGausser, feel free to send it in chat here, and we will kind of ask me anything in a way here. And while we wait on them, I'll just kind of give my segue here. So, as a reminder, you can request to join Brimthen Babbles. Just go to my Discord through the link tree that I have below. Go over to the request access channel and just fill out the information that I have right there. And then we'll schedule and set up a date for us to sit down and do literally what we're doing here. Because I want it to be my followers and, you know, have discussions, you know, about literally anything. It's up to you what we talk about. There's some rules, so be sure to read that. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Do you have anything you want to mention to anybody? Because like, say in the future I get the 1 million subs and people come back and they check my second Brimthen Babble podcast. They you know, what would you want to tell those future people?
If you ever need music, dude, just hit me up. I don't care what it is. I need to get somewhere with this because I don't want to get a normal job. But yeah, if you need music, hit me up. I got you.
Yeah, he does really good. At least, you know, he's nailed all my stuff here. I couldn't be happier. And it was like a 2-day, 3-day turnaround. So it's, you know, he's very quick on it too. So, and I've really appreciated it at the very least. So
yeah, if you need anything else, by the way, I'm your guy, dude. I got you.
So, but no, we're starting up a Minecraft SMP story-driven character story roleplay thing in the future, and got like 23 20 people, I think, at this point that's signed up on it, which is insane considering how small my like viewer base is. Celestine Key, what are your plans for school?
Yeah. Who's that by? Celestinky. Okay. Well, if my music doesn't pick up like right now, which it probably won't, and I'm not really expecting it to, but other than that, I think what I'm gonna do is go to medical school. As bad as it sounds, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Hey, it's not a bad route to go. Like, we will always need more, that's for sure. But it's definitely not for everybody, because I've got a few friends that I've have that's done a lot of hospital work and stuff like that, and it is rough mentally.
Yeah, it does not sound very appealing. It sounds better than everything else, I guess.
Yeah, I understand that. So I don't think we're gonna get too many questions. I think most people are doing other stuff.
Yeah.
But this is part of growing. 9 viewers at the end here. That's definitely going to push up the average. Mizrish G said you can use your music in the surgery rooms.
Oh, you know what? That's actually really true. Like, from everything I've heard, working like in the OR stuff, there's so much music that just goes through. Like, everybody listens to music like all the time in the OR. So I guess that would be really dope. Like, oh yeah, like, check out this random EP I made last week. What do you think, surgeon? Or like stuff like that.
Here's my mixtape to cut this guy open.
Yeah. Here's my mixtape. Let me know what you think. While performing brain surgery on this random guy. It's funny.
Here, you want to talk about niches and stuff and hitting niches. Like, imagine somebody that only makes music for surgeons. Like, it's specifically catered to like surgery.
There's probably radio stations on Spotify like surgery music. But I'm yet to get a job for some guy that's like, oh yeah, man, I'm a doctor and I work in the OR doing this. Like, I want music for this. I'm yet to get something like that, and I doubt I will, but that would be really interesting.
You entirely have permission to just send them one of the songs that you've made for me, because I would love to just be able to say that there's some surgeon out there playing my creepy music while working on some dude's brain.
That'd be crazy. Oh man, that would. Okay, I'll let you know if anybody ever does do that. I guess I'll send them your track.
or a dentist pulling teeth from Mr. Jesus.
I don't know. I'm yet to like reject a job, but if I get a dentist, I think I'll say I'm good. I think I'll pass, because man, I hate the dentist.
Well, you think you could do elevator music? Because that's all I've ever heard at a dentist.
I'm not gonna lie, I've done that before. I have made elevator music.
One of my go-to things to do in video games, whenever like a lobby's taking too long to load or something like that, and there's a group of people, I will take the Mario, I think it's like Mario Sunshine elevator song, and just start playing it over the mic.
Just play it over.
Yeah, and every single time I've done it, like, people have died laughing, because like usually when you do like music over a mic, people get super mad.
Mm.
But no, like, I've always had like people just die laughing over that.
Yeah, that's funny.
Because that's the other thing about music, like, it's timing. Like, with the right timing, music can change a whole entire situation.
Mm. Yeah, it's that power. It's crazy.
And it's funny because like there's not really too much out there that really does that. I mean, food in a way, art in a way, but like you can tame an entire group of people with like playing the right music.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely an area of effect.
Yeah, it's kind of like maybe not a superpower, but like you can definitely do more with I guess music than with. I don't think it's fair to say that, but you could have a greater effect with music than other forms of art, I guess.
I would call it magic because, like food, universally, you can find people that don't like art. You know, you can find people that don't like a hobby or other stuff, but like universally, everybody likes some kind of music. And I think that's such a weird thing that like us as humans, like across the entire planet, have like universally accepted like a rhythm and a beat is, you know, dynamic for who we are.
The self-expression and I guess even the culture, just the differences in people's. It's very expansive, very diverse. Something that you don't see in other forms of art.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I guess we'll finish it up unless you got anything else you want to talk about.
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, this was a really good podcast. I'm very thankful that you took some time here and sat down with us tonight. And you know, if you ever want to do another one, feel free just to send me a message, and we can always do like a part 2 if you ever want to talk about something else, or if like, you know, you start up some other venture that you want to do, you want to talk about and advertise. Doesn't matter. Like how big I get or whatever, I will always respond back to that message.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be dope.
So feel free to contact me anytime on it, and we'll set up another one.
I'll hold you to that if you ever get like 1 million followers or something.
Man, this dude, like, there's video evidence. He was like super chill with me, and now he just completely ignores.
I gotta write this down. Time frame 1 hour, 7 minutes, 50 seconds. I'm writing it down so I can pull it up against you. And if you don't respond, I'll get a lawyer.
A bet, but clause, if it's 3 million, I have the right to leave that contract.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm joking. But nah, for real, because like that's why I'm also doing these like the first episodes, because like they really truly, these special guest episodes are the most important to me. And I wish I could have said more on Grace's, but I was slightly still nervous from like recording, so
yeah, you'll get it out. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I still got to get used to the whole podcast vibe. It's a whole different thing. So,
just like anything else, you got to learn it.
Oh, for sure. So appreciate you being here. We'll run the exit. Stay on here because we're going to chat for just a little bit on Discord, and I'm just going to run the exits. Thank you guys for watching.
For sure.
Stay tuned for more. Peace. If you want to say bye too.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Later, guys. This is dope.